Hey everybody, Captain Foley here, and it's time for a Captain Foley personal channel exclusive video. As you guys know, I have a lot of interests, a lot of hobbies, a lot of collections, and I wanted to share some of that stuff with you guys on here. It's not necessarily Trek related, so don't want to clutter up the Trekyards channel. So thank you very much for coming and watching this. If you're not subscribed to this channel already, please click the subscribe button or hit the subscribe thing at the end of the video and join the fun, because lots of cool stuff over here all the time. So, one of my interests, my dad is a gun collector, both historic and modern. He has quite a vast collection. So I've grown up around firearms. I'm a huge fan of guns, more so of specific guns. I'm not really a collector like my dad is. A lot of the antique guns and the older guns don't really interest me. And I personally am more of a edged weapons kind of guy. I got a huge sword collection, which we're going to talk about in other videos as well. I'll show off some of that. But today I just want to show you a few things that are important to me, or that I grew up with, that I think you guys are interested in. Now keep in mind, none of these are actual firearms. I don't have any firearms in my house. Like I said, my dad collects them. He's got gun safes at his property. So there are actual guns there. But I don't have anything like that in the house, just so you guys know. These are all either pellet guns or BB guns or collectibles or airsoft guns or something like that. So they're all non-firing, unless you count BB guns and stuff. The first one I wanted to show off is this. It's my Colt World War II commemorative edition model of the 1911 U.S. Army. Now, the 1911, the 45 caliber 1911, is one of my absolute favorite firearms. It is just a classic piece. It hasn't changed since like when it first came out in 1911, and it's just a beautiful gun. My dad knows this. My dad has a few of them actually, and you know, I grew up watching Magnum PI and with my dad and wanting to be a private investigator. So Magnum uses the 1911, but we'll get to that in a second. So here's this. This is one of the things my dad got me. It's the commemorative edition, as I said. And you open it up, and there it is there. So it's got the commemorative edition World War II on it. On the other side it's got Colt. Now these are made by Colt. And it says model 1911 U.S. Army. So this is exactly like the ones they issued for the U.S. Army in World War II. And it's weathered, it's made to look old and beat up, but it's a brand new piece, and it's beautiful. Works exactly like a real one. You've got the thing there for the safety, so you push that in, you take the safety off like that, and then of course you can slide it back, and it, like I said, it does work like a real one. So when you fire, the slide goes back, and once you're out of ammunition, it stays back, which is neat. So yeah, it works exactly like a real one, which is really cool. And you hit this thing, that's where your cartridge goes, and you load it this way by just putting in pellets, or not pellets, sorry, BBs. Holds about 14, 15, and then so it's like a real one, and it's a beautiful gun, and it's got a perfect weight to it. It's just like a real one as far as weight goes. It does come apart as well. So there you have it. That's the 1911 commemorative edition, World War II. Next up is another one that my dad got me. He is a huge fan of revolvers. He grew up with the Westerns when he was a kid, so he got me the Colt Peacemaker. And this is also a one done by Colt, and very, very cool. Here's some rattling in there. I wonder what that could be. We'll take a look in just a second. But yeah, so let's take a look in here. So here she is, and again, this is nickel plated, beautiful, exactly like the real one. But again, it fires pellet or BBs. Sorry, I keep saying pellets. Pellets are different than BBs. You got the little notch here. You can slide back. You can see the shells in there. Take one of them out. There's one of the shells. You just pop a little BB in the hole, and you're off to the races. So that's what you heard was loose in there. Is I've got 6 shells in here. None of them are loaded right now, but 6 shells in there, and then 6 extra shells. So I have 6 that I can have preloaded for when I just want to do a quick reload on this. So same thing. You got this slides back to push the shells out, and as for the cartridge, it goes in here. They're really clever with the way they do this. Put the cartridge in there, and there's a little tool in there, Allen key, that turns it to pop the top, and there you go. It shoots the same, I think it's the same BBs as the 1911, but again, realistic weight, very nice looking gun, very cool. I'm not a huge fan of revolvers per se, but this is the Peacemaker. This is the most famous gun, I think, in history. It won the West, basically, and it's definitely very cool. My dad, like I said, my dad's more into the older guns and revolvers and things. I'm more of like the 1911 kind of guy, but I'm not a gun monger by any means. But that's a whole other topic. I just wanted to briefly share these with you guys. So there is my 1911, or not my 1911, my Colt Peacemaker, and there's some of the extra shells. And again, they're very cool. They're like a rubber seal there, and you push the little ball in there, and then load them in as you would a real one, and you're off to the races. So it's really cool. It feels realistic. It looks realistic, and it's a nice addition for sure. Now the rest are in this case, which my dad had made for me when I was living at home to display these. So we're gonna open this up and take a look here at a few that we have. First off is this one. This is another 45 caliber 1911. This one is one I grew up with. This is just an airsoft gun, but it's a very super cool airsoft gun. It does have the removable clip, and it actually has, I don't have any here, but it's got little plastic shells that are gold or brass in color, and it's the same thing as the Peacemaker. You push the little airsoft pellets into the gun or into the shell, and then you load it like a real gun. Holds about, I can't remember now, probably about 10 rounds, if that. Throw it in, and when you fire, again, same thing, same safety, same everything. It's just like the real one. So when you fire it, it actually shoots the pellet or the airsoft ball and then ejects the shell. So it's kind of shitty because you have to look for the shells, but at the same time that's cool because it's realistic. So I broke and lost a lot of these shells as a kid, so I don't have a lot left, and a lot of the ones I do left, the rim around the back of the shell is actually snapped off when it jumps out of the thing here. Now this doesn't, when it fires, it doesn't go back. You have to push it back manually, so you fire and then you gotta push it, fire and push it, which is kind of a pain, but as you push it in, it loads the next round in. So also it does come apart like a real one. Take the pin out, and then you can slide it apart and disassemble it like a real one. So funny story about that too when I was a kid, but so anyway, many a day was spent when I was a kid playing with this in the backyard, pretending that I was Magnum PI or something, some kind of cool investigator or something, you know, running around my parents' 4.5-acre backyard killing bad guys, or, you know. Funny about this, it's got actual 1911 grips on it. They're the wooden grips with the Colt symbol. It does have a set of plastic ones which look the same, but they're a little bit darker color. Now these are actually from a 1911 because my dad, he has one that has ivory grips, custom ivory grips with like an engraved eagle and all that on them. So when he took his grips off his other one, these were just in a Ziploc baggie, and I asked if I could have them for this, and he said sure. So actual real 1911 grips on it, and just another cool 1911, because they are the way to go. Probably the best gun ever made. No need to change it. Why change something that's perfect? Not really a gun per se, but I got this little Browning rifle, and this is actually just a lighter. It's like a barbecue lighter, which is out of fluid, unfortunately. So, but it's got magnets on it, so you can magnetize it to a barbecue or a fridge or something. So, next up is just a little tiny gun. I can't remember what kind. I think this is a Walther PPK. Just a tiny little keychain thing. This has been in my family forever. It's one of my brother's old guns, I believe. It's an old cap gun. Yeah, you crank that up, put in a little roll of caps, and it doesn't work anymore, the mechanism, but they would feed through here and you just shoot it. So surprise, 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 another 1911. This is just a little keychain loop there. So nothing special, just a keychain. Gotta open up this door. There we go. Take care of these ones first. This one I got a few years ago, saw it in a store and thought it was pretty cool. I was planning on repainting it at some point, but it's a Beretta 9mm and just a toy. So you pull it back to cock it, and then when you fire, there's the sound effect and the slide rolling back. So pretty cool, just for messing around or for the kids to play with or something. Here is one of my clear airsoft guns with a scope package. It's also got a little laser sight on it. Right there. There's a little button there that's strapped to the handle, so when you're holding it, you can squeeze the laser sight on if you want. So, cool laser sight, and same thing, this is a airsoft gun, so it loads pretty much the same as the other one. I just dropped a ball out of it. You know, there's some balls in there already, so that you see how they load in. They load in the same way as the commemorative World War II edition one with the actual pellets. They just get pushed in, and then you can go ahead and fire. I'm not going to do that now because it is loaded, but yeah, the laser sight is a cool added feature on this one. So anyway, this next one I've had since I was a kid as well. This is a this is a Beretta 9mm. This is a pellet gun, so not a BB gun, but a pellet gun. So it uses the flat. There's two different kinds of pellets. There's flat-headed pellets and there's pointed ones. This uses the flat-headed pellets, and it's the same type of deal. the handle pops off. You've got a air cartridge in there that you can wind up with this to break the seal. The slide on this does not come back, but the safety and everything is exactly like a real one. The hammer, of course, does work. You pull it back. But the slide does not come back at all. So this just shoots the flat-headed pellets. The reason it needs the flat-headed pellets is because with the way it loads with one of these. This is a quick loader. So you put in the flat-headed pellets, so tail to head of the pellet, and if you use the pointed-headed pellets, the points would stick into the tail of the other pellet, so it wouldn't load properly into the gun. So you need the flat-headed pellets for this one. But again, very cool, very realistic looking, very heavy. It's got a good heft to it. The only thing is the slide doesn't come back or anything. They've kind of upped their game since then. This one, like I said, I've had since I was a kid. And you just load it by actually taking this out and putting the pellets in there. And that's what the quick loader is for. Because you fill the quick loader, and then you just attach the quick loader to the thing and drop the pellets in. So there's that one. Next up is this bad boy, and this is another Beretta 9mm. Just put this back. So this is same as my Colt 1911, just an airsoft gun. These were both picked up at the same gun show in Detroit when I was a kid. I went with my dad. So these are from the States. These are done, they just say detailed replica. Who made these? Daisy. So the same company that makes a lot of the BB guns made these. And these are airsoft now. Very cool. Same thing again. Same shells on this one, the plastic shells with the little white balls that get pushed into the end of them. And it's the same type of thing when you shoot. It ejects the shell just like the real thing. So there's the 9mm. 9mm. One of my next favorite guns beside the 1911. So we got that there. And then lastly, we got this. This is actually loaded. But it's just the airsoft, or not the airsoft, the pellet gun, the Red Ryder pellet gun, BB gun, just like Ralphie wants in A Christmas Story. So you can see it here. I had this since I was a kid as well. My dad thought, I should have one. It's got the little braid thing attachment. It doesn't have the compass in the stock like Ralphie's does, but so this is the actual Red Ryder gun, and yeah, a lot of shooting was done with this as a kid. But there you go. So that is my airsoft BB gun collection. Hope you enjoyed it. Anyways, guys, there is a look at another one of my collections, my airsoft BB gun collection. Nothing fantastic. I do own a few rifles and things that are at my parents' place, locked away, which used for target practice and stuff like that. So, but yeah, these are really fun to have. Really cool, toys per se. They are quite dangerous if not used properly as well. So, with all things, be safe. Don't do anything stupid. And hopefully you enjoyed this look at another one of my collections. I will be going through my swords as well. There's a few that deserve their own videos separately. The other ones might, I might do as a bundled episode. Who knows? Plus, lots of other things to look at. Lots of other interests that I have. So hope you're looking forward to those, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to this Captain Foley channel and also the Trekyards channel. If you're not aware of what Trekyards is, it's a web series that talks about Star Trek, ships, and tech with my partner in the UK, Samuel Cockings. So great fun over there, so if you're a Star Trek fan, check it out for sure. Otherwise, subscribe to both this channel and the Trekyards channel, and don't forget to watch other videos on here as well. A lot of my daily routine, model building, life, collections, they're all on there, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. So until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.